be a topper in MBA entrance exams? Join BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and watch serial 99 percentilers teaching you the tips and tricks.
Good noon, all of you. I hope I am clearly visible and audible to all of you. Okay, let's see some highs, some hellos so that I know. Right. Okay. So, good noon, Yash. All right. So, again, it's on your demand that we have been bringing some grammar sessions. Okay. So we've already had one grammar capsule, right? We've had mixed sessions on grammar also. Now we'll be having some topic based practice questions. Okay, so the first session in that is that of nouns, right? So in case grammar is a weak area for you, you can watch those sessions as well, the various grammar capsules that have happened. Okay, then there were some dedicated sessions also wherein I tried to cover various concepts, topic wise various concepts through questions, right? So all of those are available over YouTube and you can access them. Good afternoon, sweetie, Anuja, Neenat, hi Natasha, hi Ash, good afternoon, Meher, good noon, Tanvi. Right. So, nouns. I think by now you're at such a stage that you know what nouns are, right? I don't need to ask you the definition of nouns. Yes? So, nouns are a part of speech. We all know that, right? They are the naming part of speech. The naming part of a sentence is its noun, right? Now, the common errors that you are questioned on when it comes to the usage of nouns are these four that I've listed here. Common errors, right? Wherein, let's say, collective nouns. Sometimes students tend to make errors in the use of collective nouns. I have questions also today. We'll see it, right? So, those can be questioned on. Then, sometimes students are unable to gauge whether a noun is a countable noun or an uncountable noun. So, errors related to that. Yes, this is again a common phenomenon. Students get confused between abstract nouns and adjectives. Oh, for all of these errors, I have questions for you today. Okay, so you need not worry about these errors, and we will discuss the concepts also when we discuss the questions. And lastly, the noun verb confusion. Confusing a noun for a verb and vice versa. Right? So these are the various types of errors, the common errors that you can be questioned on. Okay. Good noon, Sanil, Yash, Sonali, Durgesh. Good noon. Right. Coming to our first question of the day. Right. So tell me what should be the answer for this? 5 options. Okay. Because some of your exams have 5 options, isn't it? MAHCT has 5 options. So tell me. Defeated the team headed back to dash homes. What should I write here? Good afternoon, Optimus. What should I write here? What will fill in this blank? The focus will be, of course, on practicing concepts today through these questions. Every question has some new concept or the other. B, D, all right. Okay. B versus D, yes, it comes down to that, isn't it? So, Holmes should have given you a clue here. I understand that team is a collective noun. A collective noun is the name of a group, right? And I also understand that it is one team, one single team. So, usually collective nouns are singular. You are correct in thinking that team, it's one team, so it should take a singular pronoun perhaps. Or jury, when I say it's one jury, right? So, again singular. We say a herd of sheep. A herd of sheep was passing by. We say that. But look at this word homes. That means different team members went to their respective homes, isn't it? The various team members went to their respective homes. So it's not one single home that they are going to. So the rule for collective nouns is that in general it is singular, okay? But there are exceptions. What is the exception? When the focus is on individual members, So this is that kind of a sentence where the focus is on individual members. That's why I use the word homes, isn't it? Okay. Or when there is some disagreement, discord, etc. in the team, in the group, that is when the collective noun becomes plural in nature. Here it is plural in nature and therefore it will not be its, it will be there. Okay. So Shriyans, because they are not united, that is why I will write there. That is why I'll use the plural. If they were united, then I would use its. Okay. So A could be easily rejected because it apostrophe S is simply a short way of writing it is, or in informal English it has. So they apostrophe RE is again a contraction for they are. Right. So these two eliminated. Between B and D, D is the answer. So none of the above is of course eliminated. Hope this is clear to everybody. All right. Let's go to the next question then. Let's see what you say. Correct, Sanil. Okay, Sujit. So you are, yes, you're an enrolled student. So yes, we had a class yesterday at 9 p.m. Okay. All right. I'm getting a unanimous A so far. A or C. Is it Vicky? Okay, Vijay, I will. A and C are the same options. Oh, okay, okay. These are again just some typos. Let's make this S. Okay. So now A and C are not the same options. Okay. And I accept both A and C on your part so far. Whoever has said A or C, I accept that. But now I have changed this. Have got a B also. All right. So I think most of you have got this correct, right? So now comes the concept of countable and uncountable nouns, right? Here is something that a lot of us get confused in, right? When in general I talk about hair, I talk about the entire mass, let's say on someone's head. Usually, when we talk about hair, we talk about the entire mass on someone's head. So, there is nothing like hairs in that context. In that context, there is nothing like hairs, right? So, now you must be thinking, what if I have to talk about just one single hair? Because we say this, no, I have a gross sentence, okay, I have dash in my tea. So, we tend to say this, I have a hair in my tea. So, actually, what we mean to say is, I have a strand of hair in my tea. I have a strand of hair in my, right? So, when you want to refer to just one single hair, it's better to say a strand of hair than a hair. This is informal English. This is informal. Okay, so you should say a strand of hair, right? So for strands, of course, you strands are countable, one strand, two strands, three strands, that is fine. But hair as a noun is uncountable. And when I talk about the mass on someone's head, there is nothing like hair. With this knowledge, I can very easily eliminate all of these, isn't it? Yes. Now, a secondary concept that this question tries to teach you is that there is nothing like cutted. Although because of hairs you already rejected this, yet you need to know that what is the past tense of cut? Cut. What is the past participle of cut? Again cut. Right? Same for put. So cut, 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 put, put, put. Past participle. It always remains cut. Right? So B again can be rejected on this reason, based on this reason as well. Right? So I hope this is clear to you. Okay, it's called a haircut. Okay, uh, one hair, multiple hair. So one strand of hair, multiple strands of hair. Right? So our answer here is A. I hope everybody has understood the concept of hair. I want to give you some other nouns that I want you to think about. Bread, money, advice. Okay, you have to tell me by the end of this class. Think about it. Don't start responding right away. Whether they are countable or uncountable. That's what you have to tell me by the end of the class. Okay. Chalo. Let's go to the next question. First of all, tell me before attempting this, who is a doe? Yes. Tell me, tell me. Okay. Female of. Bharti says female. Correct, Bharti. Female of a female deer. And what should be the spelling? D-double-E-R. A female deer. Okay. Is called a doe. Any Potterheads here? Harry Potter fans? Whose Patronus is a doe? That's the question. Yes. For the Potterheads out here. And others, please tell me what the answer should be. Vicky, who says this to you? Let's see what you say. Okay, D is what I have got so far. Okay, 1A, I think I got 1A as well. Apart from that, mostly D's. Yes, Snape's Patronus is a doe. And why is it a doe? If you remember, I'm sure you would remember that. D, all right. So deer remains deer, D-double-E-R. Yes. So deers eliminated, deers eliminated. That should have been the first step. However, doe has a plural does. Okay, doe is a normal noun. It has the plural does. So the answer is not D, Delhi. The answer is A, deer and does. That's how English can be a little funny, right? That while deer remains deer, though the plural is made after adding an S. Right? So A is our answer. Make sense? This was just to check your general knowledge a bit. This question. Doe plural is does. Deer the plural is deer itself. Okay. So Snape's, yes, Snape's Patronus is a doe because I think Lily's Patronus before that used to be a doe and Lily dies and Snape misses Lily. That's why it's a doe. Right. So let's see this. I think my short-sightedness has increased. I need to change my dash. Yes. Durgesh, what should I explain again? See, deer, the plural is deer. Okay, the plural. If you see many, बहुत सारे अगर आपको हिरन दिखाई दें तो भी आप यही बोलोगे many deer. I saw many deer in the forest. Okay. Doe, However, for female deer, the plural is does. Okay, this was not does. This was not does, this was does. Right? So I saw many does. DOES. Does in the forest. Right? So that's why deer and does. That combination was the answer. Option A. Right? Okay, so C and D, option E, A, all right. Quite a few have got. Acha, C and D is E only, all right. A, okay. So, we say specs, right? In our conversations, we use the word specs. And specs is an accepted word even in the Oxford Dictionary, okay? Specs is short for spectacles, right? There is, in the sense of your glasses, there is nothing like spectacle in the sense of your glasses. So spectacles and glasses both are accepted, okay, for this apparatus, and the answer here is E, C and D. Now, what is spectacle? You must have heard this word as a singular also, right? Tell me. But the word keeps is singular. So keeps is singular because keeps has been used for he. One single person is keeping many pets. Pets is plural. So you should pay attention to pets, not keeps. Keeps has been used for he. Okay. All right. So I think my short-sightedness has increased. I need to change my spectacles. My question to you was, what does the word spectacle as a singular noun mean? Because yes, it is a word, you have heard of it, right? But meaning is very different from our glasses wala spectacles, from our goggles, shades wala apparatus, right? So let's see what you say. Waiting for you to give me the meaning. Instead of helping the person in need, all the passers-by enjoyed the spectacle. Instead of helping that person in need, all the passers-by enjoyed the spectacle. Yes, basically, tamasha. In the English of tamasha is spectacle, a display, a show of something, right? That is called a spectacle. The IPL players auction was quite a spectacle. Very good. Something that is eye-catching. Again, very good. Okay, something that's impressive, that's visually striking, a scene, a show, a display. Absolutely, absolutely. Good. This is a noun, right? And if again I talk about the root spec means to see. Spec and spick both mean to see, to examine also in some instances. So the word inspect has spec in it. The word conspicuous, something that is very clearly or very easily visible, right? Conspicuous, something. If I say his presence was conspicuous, that means quite visible. Okay, he made his presence felt, right? So spec both mean to see, right? Just a second. Yeah. Good performance. Okay. Spectators. Yes, spectators are people who watch. Absolutely correct. Spectators. Good. Spectacular. Again, when you find something spectacular, it's very visually striking for you. Very good. Okay. So inspect, conspicuous, inconspicuous. Okay. Spectacle, spectators, and also spectacular. We learned all these words. Now, C and D, that is option E, is the answer here. I hope you've been enjoying the session so far. If yes, you know what to do. And let me come to the next question also. Yes, my dash house is big, but my house is small. There should have been a comma here. My dash house is big, but my house is small. Someone making these comparisons. Not really happy with their house. Okay. So we've got one B, one C. Okay. B, C. Saurabh says E. All right. Most of you, or not most of you, many of you are leaning towards E. Bharti says E, Aditya E. What is the difference between B and C? Yes, we will learn this concept, Rishabh. Okay. So, parent is a singular noun. Parent is singular. Parents is plural. Now, when a plural noun ends in S, for instance, boy, boys. When a plural noun ends in S, and I have to create its possessive. I have to create its possessive. For instance, if I say the boys' shoes, let's say multiple boys and their multiple shoes. So now imagine if I say the boys' shoes, the boys' shoes, or the boys' bats. Let's take bats, right? That will be very tedious to pronounce, isn't it? Boys'. So that is why whenever a plural noun ends in S, grammar says that you skip this extra S. You just put an apostrophe that will indicate that I am talking about possession. Right? So the boys bats, that's how we use it. Similarly, parents, we never say parentses. We don't say this. We just simply put an apostrophe and it clarifies. Right? Now, so C makes sense, definitely. But we also have an option B and C here. Yes, we also have this option. So, I could talk about a single parent's house also, isn't it? It's not necessary that everybody is talking about both their parents. Let's say the parents are separated. Let's say the one of the parents is no more, right? In that case, can't a person say my parent, single parent, apostrophe S, my parent's house? A person can say that, right? So because there is an option E, you had to be doubly careful while marking this. Actually, both fit. Good, those who said E. It could be a single parent, it could be both the parents that are being referred to. Make sense? Yes, because of the hissing sound, Anuja. Correct, correct. Correct, Prats. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yes, Shubham. Okay. I wonder when they'll release this emoji for mic drop. Then all of you will start making that. Right. So is the answer here. Now coming to this one. My dash are coming today. This is a mic drop emoji, is it? Okay, D. All right. B. Okay. All right. D. E. B. C. Hmm. Okay. Okay. A. So far I've got A, B, C, D, and I think someone said E also, is it? Or I haven't got E. Yes, I've got all the options. Okay. So that means this question is posing to be relatively challenging for you. When I get all the options, that's when I understand that. So this is a rule that you need to remember. Okay. Whenever we have these compound nouns, those that are formed by adding hyphens. Okay. Those that are formed by adding different words. Right. So when we want to make it plural, we need to realize that what is it that is getting multiplied? Is it the law whose plural I need to make? No, right? It's multiple sisters. Multiple sisters. See, had it just been sisters, had it just been the noun sister, then you would say, my sisters are coming today, isn't it? Same way, now that it is sister-in-law, you should say sisters-in-law. My sisters-in-law are coming today. B is the answer. Not sister-in-laws. Law hasn't become plural. Okay, so eliminated. This is eliminated because I need the plural. Why these apostrophes? I don't need to show any possession. I'm just naming the person, naming the party that is or are coming today, right? I just want to name that party. No possession. Okay. If let's say I were talking about possession, my sister-in-law. Now for possession, you will say apostrophe S. Car has been stolen. Let's say. So my sister-in-law's car has been stolen. Now it makes sense. Now I want to show possession. Kiski car? Sister-in-law ki car. Right? I hope this makes sense. Single won't be possible, Sujit, because R is written here. R is written here, isn't it? R coming today. If it were single, I would say is coming today. Yes, we have to make plural after the primary word, right? After that word, which is indeed becoming plural, right? Which is indeed multiplying. So, it is mother. So, for instance, I don't think is it possible to have two mothers-in-law? Yes, it is quite possible. Maybe one of them is a stepmother-in-law. So, we will say mothers-in-law, right? Brothers-in-law, right? So, just a second. Mothers in-law, rare possibility, but just writing this. Brothers-in-law, brothers-in-law, right? So we pluralize this, right? Hope this is clear. Okay, now another question for you. Let me answer the previous question that I asked you about countable, uncountable, and I'm asking another question. I have asked this earlier as well, so in case you attended that session, what should be the plural of spoonful? Should it, so for instance, if let's say I want to tell you that you have to take 2 spoons of this particular medicine, right? So usually for quantifying that we use the term spoonful. So should it be spoonsful or should it be spoonfuls? Okay, this is the question. Think about it. To answer the previous question, bread, money, advice, are they singular, are they countable or uncountable? That was the question. So think about it. Can I say one money, two monies, three monies? I cannot, right? So when you cannot directly put a number before a noun, that means it is uncountable. So this is uncountable here. The noun money is uncountable. But sometimes students say, can't we just count money? Then you're looking at the concept of money, not the noun money. You can count rupees. So 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 3 rupees. You can count any other currency, yes. But you can't count money as a noun, right? One money, two monies, you can't do that. Similarly, we can't say one advice, two advices. We can say two pieces of advice, a piece of advice, but we can never say this. Okay, one advice, two advices. So this is also uncountable. Bread. But some of you must be wondering, bread to hoti hai multiple? When we buy a packet, it has many breads, isn't it? What does it have? Does it have many breads? Tell me. Advice is uncountable. You're absolutely right. Very good, Prats. A loaf of bread. A loaf of bread, right? So that's why when you look at the pieces, the slices of bread in a packet, those are countable. Slices are countable. Loaves are countable. So one loaf, two loaves, three loaves. One slice, two slices, three slices. But bread as a commodity, when it is manufactured, no, when the baker manufactures it, it is weighed. It is never counted, right? So that's why even bread is uncountable. But now again, I have a question. Okay, so again, think about this. When I go to a restaurant, usually in the menu, there is a head, there is a title called assorted breads. How are they using breads as plural? When we just saw that bread is uncountable, so फिर तो plural होना ही नहीं चाहिए, isn't it? So how is it that they are using the plural? Are all these menus wrong, or is there some other logic? Okay, so these two questions, again, I'll answer this towards the end. Let's move to the next question. Yeah, I like to hear different kinds of dash. Slice of bread, loaf of bread. Absolutely, absolutely. Correct, correct. Okay. Stush says both are acceptable. Okay. Good brain. We say assorted breads because we are talking about different types of bread, right? So if you look at the options, we could have a garlic bread, we could have a multi-grain bread, we could have barley bread, we could have honey oats bread, right? So we are talking about different types of bread, and that is why they can say assorted breads because they are talking about different types. Okay, even in the Indian cuisine, okay, when we say roti, naan, kulcha, these are all different types, isn't it? Different types. That's why we can say breads. Otherwise, in general, for referring to the loaves, the slices, you should never say breads. Okay, so I've got a unanimous answer here so far. Yes, I like to hear different kinds of dash. So either I say songs, right? Different kinds. Kinds is plural. So either I say songs, but that option is not there. Song cannot be the answer. Singings, what is singings? I haven't heard of any word called singings. Okay. So music's, no. Music is an uncountable noun. Can you say one music, two musics, three musics? So D. Music is the answer. Okay. Good, good. Assortment of breads. Correct, Sanil. Absolutely. So it should be music. Okay. So, all right. Let's go to the next one then. He's very hardworking and his dash is reflected in his work. Let's see whether I get a unanimous answer this time as well. In MAHCET, critical reasoning, the full-fledged argument questions, they are asked in the verbal ability section. In the logical reasoning section, you get questions like cause effect, course of action, statement assumption, statement conclusion. The shorter questions, those are part of the logical reasoning section. Okay. All right. So B is what you say. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bharti. Yes. So, see this. Now let's talk about the abstract noun and adjective confusion. Okay, so when does this happen? When I ask students to give me some abstract nouns, they give me answers like sad, happy. Okay, but sad, happy are not abstract nouns. Which part of speech are they? Sad, happy? Tell me. They are adjectives, isn't it? I am describing someone when I say sad. I am describing someone when I say happy, right? So, do not confuse adjectives with nouns, right? Particularly abstract nouns. So, for instance, hardworking, adjective. Diligent, adjective. Committed, again an adjective. Rigorous, again an adjective. I am saying his dash, his dash. So I want to name a quality of his. I want to name a quality of his. His, let's say his hard work. I'm just giving an example. His hard work, his patience, his anger. Okay. So I need an abstract noun here. His diligence. That is the abstract noun that I need. Okay. His diligence is reflected in his work. Right. So I hope you'll not make this error again when someone asks you abstract nouns. These are not abstract nouns. Okay. And of course, students think that there's such thin line of difference between these two. When I say she is honest, let's say, versus she possesses honesty, let's say. Okay. So, or she has this quality of honesty. So students think this is so similar. These two are so similar. But see, look at the difference. Here this is can be written as equal to. So here you are making she honest. Here the relationship is much closer. She is equal to honest. In a way you are saying that. Whereas here you are saying she possesses this one quality. She possesses this quality. So here the relationship is not as close as in the first one. Right? She is equal to honest versus she has something. The two are relatively different things. Okay. So, Danny, it's actually a mix of both. So these are a mix of easy and difficult questions. Okay, why? Because again, if you pick up your previous year papers, we are now trying to simulate the previous year papers as much as we can. Right? When I was trying to teach you the concepts, let's say there I used to give you relatively more tricky questions. Okay, so it's a mix of both. You have also progressed, and these are a mix of easy and difficult questions. Now, Praveen is asking, why is it that we punch someone in their face and not on their face, right? So, what my conjecture is, Praveen, in is a preposition of area, on is a preposition of surface, right? So, we use on when we are treating something as a 2D, two-dimensional thing, whereas we use in when we treat something as a three-dimensional thing, okay, an area. So, when you punch someone, okay, I just ended up hitting myself. When you punch someone, the idea is you are treating this thing as an area, right? You know, your punch can end up squishing that person's face as well. So, you're treating that as an area, as a 3D thing. That's why you punch someone in their face, right? Okay. So this is about it. Now let's see this question. Very interesting again. Hmm. No, in she possesses honesty. Honesty is a noun. That's the I was trying to show you the difference between an adjective and an abstract noun. Okay. So she is honest. Honest is an adjective. She possesses honesty. Honesty is a noun. It is the name of a quality. Okay. Yes, Prats, I will explain it again. I'll even answer spoonfuls versus spoonsful. Okay. C, B, all right. Danny, what do you say? Okay, so a lot of you say C, affected. Okay. First of all, my question is, can this word effect, can this word be used as a verb or is it a noun? Tell me. Is effect a noun or a verb? Tell me. Okay, see this. It is both. Effect is both a noun and a verb. Mostly it is used as a noun, right? Mostly it is used as a noun, but there are circumstances when it is used as a verb. And affect. How about this word affect? Is it a verb or a noun? Affect. Verb or a noun? So again, this is also both. It is both actually, but mostly it is used as a verb, right? So that is why, we tell students that when we say this had an adverse dash on him, this had an adverse dash on him. In such a case, we first see what do we need. Do I need a verb here? No, an adverse what? I need a noun. So we will say an adverse effect. Whereas if I had to say this dash him adversely, this dash him adversely. Now I need a verb, right? So now I'll say this affected him adversely, right? So this is the usual usage. Now let's talk about the occasional usage, right? Effect as a verb means to initiate something. Okay. As a verb, this effect means to initiate something. So if I say the Prime Minister effected those changes, the Prime Minister effected the changes. Effected those changes. That means he initiated the changes. Right? Don't we say that this hike is effective from that and that date? This hike is effective from so and so date. So effective there means again, we will count it from that date. It is initiated from that date. That's the idea. Similarly, when we say retrospective effect or prospective effect, right? So again, the effect there means from when are the changes being counted? From when are they being taken as initiated? Right? So here effected means initiated. I hope this is clear. Now, affect, let's first see it as a verb. As a verb also it has multiple meanings. Okay, so one meaning is to have an impact. Okay, one meaning is to impact. The other meaning, when someone affects, let's say someone is affecting an accent. The answer here is C, you are correct. Okay, when someone affects an accent, they fake it, they pretend to have an accent. They pretend to have an accent, right? So if someone is affecting something, let's say affecting sorrow, that means they're not really sad. They're just pretending to be sad. They're faking it. So that's the meaning as a verb, and here I wanted to show that she was faking an accent, and that's why it will be not affecting, not affected. Okay, she came back affecting an accent. She came back doing something. What was that thing? Affecting an accent. Right. Now, affect as a noun. Affect as a noun is used rarely. It is a psychological concept. Okay, it is something that is used by psychologists in their treatments, right? So as a noun, you will rarely hear it, right? But any idea what it would mean as a noun? Affect. Yes, as a noun. Our emotions, our desires, right? That actually impact our behavior. Okay, those emotions, those desires collectively, okay, this collectively is called affect in psychology. So this usage you will come across very, very rarely. Affect, emotions, desires that affect our behavior. Right? Clear, clear? Okay, what is affection? Yes. What is affection? Or is it affectation? Or both are correct? Good discussion. Yes, tell me. Affection, affectation. Which is correct or are both correct? Affection we have heard, right? Love and affection. So affection is correct, right? When you like someone, when you love them, you have fondness, you have affection for them. And what is affectation? Affectation. Yes. Her accent is just an affectation. Her accent is just an affectation. So when we talk about someone's behavior, that is again pretentious behavior. As a noun, we call it an affectation. As a noun, we call it an affectation. Both are correct. Okay. Affectation is just the noun form of ये वाला affect. इसका जो noun form होगा ना, That will be affectation. Her accent is merely an affectation, merely an act of pretension. Okay, so I hope now I have explained this in a very comprehensive manner to you. Effect as a noun, effect as a verb, affect as a verb, affect which is rarely used as a noun in psychology, right? What is affectation? What is affection? All of that is clear to you, right? And now we can proceed to our next question. Yes, let me answer the spoonsful thing as well. See, when you are using this as a measure, right? Take two dash of the medicine, right? So it should be spoonfuls, spoonfuls. Okay, unlike sisters-in-law, it does not work like that. It does not work like sisters-in-law, right? Why? Because you are not going to take two separate spoons to have that medicine. You are not going to take two separate spoons. You are going to have that medicine from one spoon only, just that you will fill it twice, right? So it is spoonfuls. I think Prem mentioned it, or someone else. I may have forgotten. Spoonfuls, handfuls, fistfuls, right? Handfuls, two handfuls of sugar. Put two handfuls of sugar in this halwa. Okay, two fistfuls, right? These are all measures and you use S towards the end. Now, Prats asked me, I think, that sisters-in-law was not clear to her. See, Prats, when I want to talk about multiple of these people, let's say brother-in-law, I have two or three brother-in-law. So what will I say? Brother-in-laws or brothers-in-law? Law has not become plural here. It is brothers. I have many brothers-in-law. That's why S should be put here. Right? Clear to everybody? Good, Prats. Correct. Same spoon twice. And I hope, Sujit, now affect and effect difference is also clear to you. Right. Now there's a question here. It should be her accent. No, even an accent is fine. An accent is also fine. Earlier she did not have an accent. Now she has picked up an accent. Now she is faking an accent. Okay. So I am talking about accent in a general sense here. पहले कोई accent नहीं था, अब एक accent आ गया. Right? Okay. So this one I think quite a few of you have answered already. What if there is an option? My sisters in-laws. Okay. Are coming. Okay, good question. In that case, we should put it like this. My sisters in-laws. Okay, hyphen should be put just here. My sisters in-laws are coming. This is correct. My sisters in-laws. Now you mean something entirely different. Okay, you are talking about your sibling here, your sister here, her in-laws. Okay, people to whom she is related by marriage, they are coming. That's what you mean. Okay, all right, good question. Now coming to this one. Yes, I hope that one is clear. Prem, why have you written this? What's the query? We should keep dangerous items away from children. These items should not be dashed to them. Welcome. Accessible. Okay. I also got reachable. Okay. AD. Okay. Actually, it comes down to the preposition to. Okay. With reachable, we do not use this preposition like this. Okay. These items should not be reachable to them is incorrect. Okay. These items should not be accessible to them. To is accessible is followed by to. Accessible is followed by to. Right. So that is why we choose D over A. right? Reachable to them, they should not be reachable for them. They should not be reachable for them. Okay, that is the preposition that I need for reachable, and that's why A is not the answer, right? Inaccessible is eliminated because there's a not here, so of course B is eliminated. Untouchable, that has an entirely different meaning, right? So eliminated. Used to them does not make sense. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Option D is the answer, not A. Okay, all right. Let's see this one. This is one of the dash bus stations in town. This is one of the dash bus stations in town. Last question for the day. One of the dash bus stations in town. Common confusables. Let's see. E, okay. Others? Last question. I want your enthusiastic response. Come on. E, B, A. All right. So A, B, and A. More of B's, some of E's, and just a few A's. Okay. So we need to know the meanings of these words. If I talk about someone's, let's say, the rules that someone follows in their lives, the guidelines, the basically things that a person is guided by. So in that case, what will be the spelling? Principle or principle? Yes. His principles are very stringent. I cannot follow them. His principles always come in the way of our relationship. Let's say. In that case, I use PLE. Right? PLE. किसी के usul, आदर्श, right? The guidelines, the rules that they follow for themselves, the moral rules, right? So those are principles. However, here I mean this is one of the major bus stations. Major bus stations. So for that we use this principle. This principle means major, chief. That is why the school principal takes this spelling. The school principal is the chief of the school in a way, right? That is why this principle. Similarly, in finance, in when we calculate interest, the interest is calculated on the major amount that you've borrowed, the chief amount that you've borrowed, the primary sum of money that you've borrowed, right? So principal, school principal, principal interest wala principal is all of this only, right? I hope this makes sense. A is the answer. Okay, right? I have some other queries. Cousin and cousins. They are simple. If you're talking about one cousin, you say cousin. If you're talking about many of them, you say cousins. Right? So, no confusion here. Just like boy, boys, cousin, cousins. Right? And it is a redundancy to say my, so for instance, if I say, she is my cousin's sister. If I say that, she is my cousin sister. The sister is redundant there. The sister is redundant there. You should not say she is my cousin sister because you've used she. It is clear that she is a female, right? You need not use sister. आपने बोल दिया cousin है, पता चल गया कि हाँ आपकी दूर की बहन है, right? She is my cousin. So that's how we use it. Then you said you chose D over B. Is it right? You chose D to B. I prefer D to B. Okay. We choose one thing over the other. We choose X over Y. We prefer X to Y. That's how we use the prepositions. Okay. All right. Acha, can I explain again? Principle and principle? Yes, yes, yes. So, Sonali, 8 minutes. Ma'am, if I say that this is one of the principal bus stations, I was focusing on its importance. Yes, so then also you should say PAL. Then also you should say PAL. Because when we talk about something that is chief, that is major, that is primary, then also we use the AL wala principle. The AL wala principle. So it should be this is one of the principal bus stations in the town. Right? And this is simply when we talk about the moral rules, as I said. Okay. So Nari, does this make sense? The PLE, principal interest wala, sorry, uh, the the laws, the moral rules wala does not apply here, no. If I talk about the principles of science, then you will use PLE, but not here. Clear to everybody? Okay. The PAL is a pretty versatile one. You use it for your school principal, you use it for your principal interest wala principal, right? You use it for anything that is main to you, right? Okay. I hope this is clear now. Please give me a thumbs up, give me some indication so that I understand. So these were some concepts that we learned today. Singular, plural, right? Countable, uncountable, collective nouns. Then some commonly confused words like affect, effect, principle, principle. Yes. And some compound nouns such as sister-in-law and brother-in-law, all of those, right? So I hope things are clear to you now. And I hope I have answered all the queries, all the questions that I asked you. Bread money advice, then spoonfuls, and yes, I think types of bread also we discussed. Okay, perfect then. I hope you enjoyed the session and I look forward to more such sessions with you, and we will have more such practice sessions, okay, based on various topics, right? So this is something that you already know about, not explaining this again. Coming to our comprehensive program, so we cater to CAT as well as other exams, right? Some of you I think are enrolled with us, as I got to know from the chat box today. And we have live sessions, we have mock tests, we have even GDPI prep. So we have a lot of things and a lot of material as well. And yes, if you want to stay connected, just join this Telegram channel, right? So you can stay connected with us over here. Okay. Welcome all of you. Good question, Sanil. Disinterested versus uninterested. When you lack interest in something, you should actually use uninterested. So you should say, I am uninterested in this movie. I am uninterested in this movie. Okay. A lot of people say, I am disinterested in this movie, which is not correct. Disinterested means unbiased. Disinterested means unbiased. So, sorry, unbiased. If you have an interest in a transaction, let's say, if you have an interest in a transaction, that means you have some stake in it. Okay. And therefore, you cannot be an unbiased party here. But if you are disinterested in that transaction, that means you are unbiased. You do not have any stake in that transaction. Right? So, government officials should be disinterested in the various financial transactions that they conduct on behalf of the clients. Right? Unbiased. So that's the difference. Okay? Hope this is clear. Welcome all of you. All right. Bye.